You have opinions about your supplier. You think they're reliable. You feel like quality is good. You believe they're responsive. But do you actually have data? Because here's the thing. Opinions don't create accountability. Opinions don't drive improvement. And opinions definitely don't help when you need to make a hard decision about whether to stay or switch suppliers. I'm Lara. I've spent 17 years managing supplier relationships, and I've learned that the difference between founders who control their supply chain and founders who are controlled by it comes down to measurement. The best operators track everything. They have data, and when something goes wrong, they can point to exactly what changed and when. When negotiations happen, they come with facts. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to give you the exact scorecard I use with brands. 5 metrics that tell you everything about your supplier relationship. And I'll show you how to measure each one, how to grade your supplier, and how to use the data to drive better outcomes. By the end, you'll have a system that turns I think they're good into I know exactly how they're performing. Before we dive into the scorecard, let me put this in context. This is week 4 of a complete supplier management system I've been building all month. Week 1 was about knowing where we stand, the supplier priority matrix, volume, payment, behavior, predictability. The 4 warning signs that reveal your true position. If you haven't watched that, start there. It's the foundation. And week 2 was about knowing what's negotiable. 7 levers beyond price, payment terms, MOQ lead times, quality standards, shipping, IP, and pricing. Scripts and templates for each conversation. Week 3 was about getting it in writing. The 8 sections every supplier agreement needs to. No lawyer required. Now, week 4, today, is about measurement because all that work means nothing if you don't track whether it's actually working. These 4 pieces connect. Your scorecard metrics relate directly to your negotiated terms and your documented agreements. It's a system, not just a checklist. Metric 1, on-time delivery or OTD. This is the most fundamental reliability measure. Can you count on the supplier to deliver when they say they will? The formula, orders delivered by promise date divided by total orders times 100. Simple. A supplier promises 10 deliveries, 9 arrives on time. That's 90% OTD. How to track? For every order, document 2 dates. The promise date from their confirmation and the actual delivery date. Create a simple spreadsheet. 1 row per order. Target benchmarks. 95% plus is good. 90 to 94% is acceptable but needs improvement. Below 90% is a problem. Why this matters? Late deliveries cascade. You stack out, you expedite freight, you miss launches. You disappoint customers. A supplier at 80% OTD is essentially forcing you to gamble on every order. What to do with the data? OTD dropping? Don't complain. Have a data conversation. I've been tracking deliveries over the last quarter. We hit 85% on time. That's creating inventory challenges on my end. Can we talk about what's causing the delays and how we can get back to 95%? That's a professional conversation that leads to solution. Metric number 2, quality rate. Quality issues are silent margin killers. By the time customers complain, you've already lost money on returns, replacements, and reputation. The formula, units passing inspection divided by total units received times 100. So you receive 5,000 units, 4,900 pass inspection, that's 98% quality rate. How to track? Inspect incoming shipments, count defects by type, document with photos, log in your tracking sheet. Target benchmarks, 98% plus is good. 95 to 97% is acceptable, but watch it. Below 95% is a problem. The agreement connection. Remember week 3, your supplier agreement should specify acceptable defect rates. If you agree to 2% maximum defects and you're seeing 5%, that's not just a quality issue, that's a contract violation. The conversation changes. Our agreement specifies 2% acceptable defect rate. The last 3 shipments have averaged 4.5%. Here's the documentation. We need to discuss either improving quality or adjusting pricing to reflect the actual defect cost. What to watch for? Gradual decline. Quality might slip from 99 to 98 to 96 over several months. Without tracking, you won't notice until it's severe. Metric number 3, communication score. This is a subjective rating, but it's one of the most predictive metrics. Communication quality tells you where you rank in their priorities, which is exactly what we covered in week 1. The scale is 1 to 5, assessed monthly. 5, response within 24 hours, sends proactive updates, clear and complete information. 4, response within 48 hours, reliable when we reach out. 3, response within a week, occasionally need follow-ups. 2, slow responses, frequently chase for information. And 1, unresponsive, major delays and clear communication. Then what to assess? Average to response time to emails and messages, whether they provide proactive production updates, clarity and completeness of information. Next is willingness to jump on calls when needed. The week 1 connection, the communication speed is one of the 4 warning signs of deprioritization. If communication score is dropping, you're probably sliding down their priority list. The solution isn't to complain, it's to improve your position using the week 1 strategies. What do you do with the data? Communication score dropped from 4 to 2 over 3 months. Something's changed. Either they're having an internal issues or you become less important to them. Time for a relationship conversation. Metric number 4, price competitiveness. Are you getting a fair deal? You cannot know without market data. The scale is also 1 to 5, assessed quarterly. 5, significantly below market, 10% cheaper. 4, below market, 5 to 10% cheaper. 3, at the market rate. 2, above market, 5 to 10% more expensive. And 1, significantly above market, 10% plus more expensive. How to benchmark? Get quotes from 2 to 3 alternative suppliers annually. Same specs, same quantities. You're not switching, you're gathering intelligence. What to include in your comparison? First is unit price, tooling and setup fees, minimum order requirements, payment terms, quality reputation, total cost of doing the business. The week 2 connection, the price is just one of the 7 negotiation levers. Maybe you're paying market rate on price but have excellent payment terms. Maybe you're below market on price but getting inflexible MOQs. The scorecard tells you where you stand so you know what to negotiate. Now, what to do with the data? If you discover you're 15% above market, that's a negotiation conversation. Come with data. I've been benchmarking pricing. Here's what I'm seeing in the market. Can we discuss getting closer to competitive rates? Metric number 5, flexibility score. The best suppliers are not necessarily the cheapest. They're the ones who say yes when you need them to bend. The scale is also 1 to 5, assessed based on actual request. 5 almost always accommodates reasonable request. 4, usually flexible, occasional limitations. 3, sometimes flexible, depends heavily on the ask. 2, rarely flexible, pushes back on most requests. And 1, never flexible. Rigid on all terms. Now, what flexibility looks like? First, adjusting MOQ for test runs of new SKUs. Second, expediting orders when you're in the bind. 3, splitting shipments to improve your cash flow. 4, holding inventory temporarily. Next is accommodating design changes mid-production and working with you on payment timing during cash crunches. The relationship factor, flexibility is earned, not demanded. It connects directly to week 1. Suppliers flex more for high priority customers. If your flexibility score is low, ask yourself, Have you built the relationship that earns flexibility? Consistent orders, on-time payments, clear forecasts make their life easier, and they'll make your life easier. What to do with the data? Low flexibility despite good relationship signals might be a supplier culture issue. Some factories are just rigid. That's information for your sourcing decisions. Now, let's put it all together with a grading system. Overall supplier grade, each metric contributes to an overall score. Here's how I weigh them. On-time delivery, 25%. Quality is 30%. Communication is 15%. Price competitiveness is 15%. And flexibility is 15%. Quality gets the highest weight because quality problems are the hardest to fix and most expensive when they happen. OTD is second because reliability is foundational. Scoring conversion. OTD and quality convert percentage to 1 to 5. Sample, 98% is 5, 95% is 4, and 90% is 3. Communication, price, flexibility, direct 1 to 5 rating. Overall grades, 4.5 to 5 is excellent. That protects your relationship. 4 to 4.4 is good. Maintain, address specific gaps. 3.5 to 3.9 is acceptable. Improvement needed. 3 to 3.4 is concerning. Serious conversation is required. Actively sourced alternative. Below 3 is critical. Transition planning is needed. The grade gives you a single number to track over time. Is this relationship getting better or worse? Now, here's how to implement this monthly. It takes 15 minutes if you're tracking as you go. Step 1, update the data. Log any orders received this month, record arrival dates, and quality inspections. This should be going, not month-end scramble. Step 2, calculate OTD and quality rate. Simple math. What percentage was on time? What percentage passed inspection? Step 3, rate communication, price, and flexibility. Quick subjective assessment. Did they get better or worse this month? Stay consistent in how you rate. Step 4, calculate overall score. Weight the metrics, then get your grade. Step 5, compare to a previous month. Is the trend up, down, or flat? A dropping trend over 3+ months is a warning. Sign quarterly review. Go deeper. Review the quarter's data. Identify patterns. Decide what conversations to have. If the score is improving, acknowledge it. Tell your supplier you've noticed. Positive reinforcement matters. Score is declining, address it directly. Come with data, not complaints. Here's what I'm tracking. Let's talk about how we get these numbers back up. Score consistently low, start sourcing alternatives. Don't wait until you're desperate. The scorecard isn't just for tracking, it's a decision-making tool. Decision 1, volume allocation. If you have a multiple supplier, the scorecard tells you who gets more volume. Higher scores get more orders. It's objective, not political. Decision 2, negotiation positioning. Going into a pricing conversation, your scorecard data is your ammunition. Quality has been 99% plus for 12 months. OTD is 97%. Communication is excellent. Based on this track record, I think we've earned better payment terms. Or, I want to consolidate more volume with you, but these scores need to improve first. If we can get OTD above 95%, I'll commit to a 25% more volume next quarter. Decision 3, stay or switch. The hardest decision. The scorecard makes it easier. If scores are consistently below 3.5 for 6+ months, despite conversations and documented efforts to improve, it's time to transition. You've given them the data, you've given them the chance. The numbers say it's not working. Decision 4, agreement enforcement. Remember week 3, your supplier agreement has standards. The scorecard tracks whether those standards are being met. Quality below contracted levels, that's a contract conversation with documented evidence. This is why the 4-week system works together. Agreements set expectations, scorecard measures whether they're met, and I've built a complete supplier scorecard template. It's a spreadsheet with all the 5 metrics pre-built, automatic scoring, monthly tracking, and quarterly review summaries. Comment scorecard and I'll send it over. The template includes order by order OTD tracking, shipment by shipment quality logging, monthly rating inputs for communication, price, and flexibility, automatic overall rate calculation, trend charts so you can see patterns over time. This is the final piece of the supplier management system we've been building all month. If you missed weeks 1, 2, and 3, go back and watch them. They work together. Week 1, understanding your position. Week 2, knowing what to negotiate. Week 3, getting it in writing. And week 4, measuring performance. All 4 templates are linked in the description. And if you want to go deeper, real frameworks, real tools, the tactical stuff that protects margins, I share one every week in my newsletter, Unboxed Weekly. It's free. Link in the description. You cannot improve what you don't measure. Go build your scorecard.